Morning, everybody. Happy Friday. My name is Molly, and I work for the Bureau of Student Wellness at the New Hampshire Department of Education. I want to give people just a minute to get the Facebook Live notification and to join the chat this morning. And while I do that, I want to encourage everybody to like and follow our social media accounts. We're here on Facebook, we are active on Twitter, and we have our YouTube page, NH Student Wellness. And we typically go live there in the afternoon at 3 p.m. And then we also want to encourage you to check out our resource website, nhlearnsremotely.com. And if you would like to, feel free to share how you're staying well by using the hashtag NHLearnsRemotely. So like I shared, we come to you live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. to have conversations about wellness and to create and cultivate a community of learners where we share ideas about wellness, our thoughts, and resources about wellness. So today, my topic of discussion is social capital. What is it, and how can we leverage it to support our learners and to support wellness? And there are a few different ways people explain social capital or theories around what's involved in social capital. But how I explain it is a network of relationships among people who live or work in a particular society or area, and enabling that society to function effectively. In other words, social capital is the unique resources built into a given society, and it involves the ways in which we access those resources. All of this is to say, social capital is resources, connections, and relationships. And developing social capital and supporting well-being is just enabling the opportunities for people to develop those resources and form connections to share the resources. Thinking about our society, we all have intangible resources embedded right into our community that we access through the relationships we build with others. Recognizing these assets or our social capital helps ensure that we all get the support we need when we need it. So within the theory of social capital, there are the three concepts I've already kind of covered: the resource itself, the structure of the network within our society, and the relationships between you and the holder of the resource or whatever that resource is. So I want to dig a little deeper into those ideas as we think about using social capital to support wellness. So the first idea being the resource. What is a resource? It's anything that allows somebody to get something done. It's a really broad idea. A person can be a resource, a piece of technology or software could be a resource, a network of people. Anything that's really needed is a resource to somebody. So I think one way to think about a resource is thinking about how multiple things could fill that void of needing a resource. Let's say you need to speak to somebody that speaks a different language than you. Having a third person that speaks both languages would be a resource. But in lieu of having that person as a resource, you could have a translation technology be your resource. So in different societies, we have different resources that kind of fill the same need. So I want to encourage people to think about the potential resources you have to offer to others within your society. And I really want us to think about resources that can support wellness, particularly in this time of physical distancing. How can we get creative with that? Maybe you live in a really dense city, and having a big open field is a huge resource for you and your society. And if you're the holder of that field, maybe you can make connections with people that know how to grow food. And that's how you could leverage your resource to support the community and support wellness. And that kind of lends into the next idea of social capital, which is the network or the structure of social capital within your society. So thinking about how you access the resources within your society, and if there are any barriers or challenges that arise for yourself or for others when thinking about accessing these resources, how can you alleviate some of those barriers? How can you support access? And then finally, thinking about the nature of the relationship between you and the resource, or you, the holder of the resource, and your society. The quality of relationships you have will increase the quality of resources you have access to. So you may have a really robust network of resources within your society or community, but you may not have access to all of those resources just based on your relationships within the network. So thinking about how you can improve or increase that number to benefit not only yourself and your wellness, but the wellness of others. And thinking about really outside of the box resources that we can offer, particularly in this time of physical distancing. When we think about wellness, there are lots of different dimensions. There's the physical wellness of ourselves, there's the emotional wellness, there is environmental wellness. So maybe you hold a lot of skills regarding creative arts, and you can share that through creating paintings or going live and teaching people how to draw different landscapes. That would be one way to increase your social capital and expand your network. Simply by becoming friends with others, you're increasing your social capital, but also you're increasing your wellness by expanding your circle of concern, expanding your connections to others. So in all of our endeavors, thinking about social capital and wellness, I want to encourage everybody to think about the resources we have to offer others and how we can support others' wellness and support ourselves as well. And as always, I want to encourage everybody to share how you're staying well with others, and to be sure to follow us every time we go live so we can all share with each other. Be sure to like and subscribe to our social media accounts, and stay well.